What's up, everybody? So I just wanted to share this moment, kind of go through the slideshow of basically of our planet. That was taken by the crew of Artemis 2 that's on board the Orion spacecraft. And as you can see here, this is actually the full disk of the planet. And it's actually striking similar to the blue marble that was taken by Apollo 17 in 1972. Remember, Apollo 17 was the very last moon landing of the Apollo mission. And after 1972, they just canceled the Apollo program itself, and then you know, and then the budget fell, and we weren't going to the moon anymore. But now we're going back to the moon in a couple years, and then we're building colonies, and we're in this brand new generation of the space race. But for right now, just take in awe of the slideshow presentation of the planet as showing what the crew has came out with, as they were photographing every detail of our planet as the Earth gets smaller and smaller, as they're just drifting and getting out of Earth's pole, as they're starting to head to the moon right now. Because right now they're only 100,000 miles away from home, and like I said, they're just about halfway between the Earth and the moon. They're only 100,000 miles away from the moon. But yeah, but just taking off from yesterday after completing a trans injector burn just yesterday. Remember, this is only about a day and a half in their mission. And after a very, very successful launch of Artemis 2, I mean, I congratulate every single crew member, Christina Cook, Victor Glover, Reed Wiseman, Jeremy Hansen. I congratulate you all for a very successful mission so far, and hope you guys are staying safe. Hope you guys are staying healthy, and you guys are inspiring everybody every single day with this mission and planting the seeds for just the future of moon landings, but also the future of interplanetary missions. But as I want to kind of go over some of these images, um, basically what you're seeing is similar to the Blue Marble 1972, showing the African continent, but also parts of the Iberian Peninsula. Just seeing all the details of the clouds swirling, and then the natural colors of the ocean, the natural colors of the Sahara Desert, the natural colors of the rainforests, mountain ranges, etc., etc., etc. Just but also what's really cool that everyone must see is that as you zoom into that photo, you can see the northern lights. That green hue that you're kind of seeing, yeah, again, that's the aurora borealis in the northern hemisphere. But also the green lights that came from the South Pole, showing the actual South Pole itself. That's where the green lights are pointed at. I mean, it's so cool that all the stuff in contrast is so detailed. I mean, look at that. Even in the image, if you zoom in, you can see the civilizations, all the big cities and towns just dotted around the entire perimeter of the Sahara, and then all over the Iberian Peninsula. It's so cool. It's a family photo of all 8 billion of us on this planet. And there's more to come. And this is another image that was taken from Orion, from the Orion's point of view, showing just the distance as the Earth gets smaller and smaller. As they're only at the time we're only about, I'm gonna say, about 70,000 miles away from the planet, but it's so similar to Apollo 8 in 1968. How they photographed the first colored image of Earthrise, as Earth was shown in a crescent configuration, basically showing the same thing with this image. The crescent Earth. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, it's really inspiring to see that. It's striking similar to Apollo 8, because I know that a lot of people are drawing comparisons to Apollo 8 with this mission because it's kind of doing the same exact thing. Apollo 8 didn't land on the moon, they actually orbited the moon and came back. But remember, Apollo 8, this was Christmas Day, and they were reading uh, the first 10 verses of Genesis, basically. All of that. All three astronauts on Christmas Day, even. Just showing, the crescent Earth and their view of the moon as they were just looking at there and just seeing the humanity. you know, all billions of us just on that one single marble. And again, this is another Orion photo. Again, this is only about 80,000 miles away from the planet, or maybe more than that, but showing just the dome, the lit side as a dome, and it's really inspiring to see that. And this is the backlit side of the planet itself. But just take in awe of the entire crew's point of view as they're inside the capsule itself, and they can see that from that window, from that very small window, is Earth. You know, shown through that window. And it's inspiring that they took that photo and showing that group photo and that family photo of all billions of us all on this planet. And all these slideshows of the planet just shows that, like I said, it's almost like the Apollo missions, and this can inspire a lot of people for generations upon generations upon generations of people. Right? Like I said, it's gonna make the history books and just inspire a lot of people, like I said, for generations to come. You know, I mean, Apollo has inspired so many people, and it inspired all four of them. And look where they are now. They're 100,000 miles away from home, only 100,000 miles away from the moon. And if everything goes well, and like I said, everything is going well, they're going through the trans injector burns, and they're still on perfect course straight to the moon. And then they're going to be photographing every detail and every crevice of the moon as they're orbiting and coming back. And Splashdown is going to be very successful, I hope. And just once they come back, so we're gonna show them all the gratitude and all the love that they deserve, because, like I said, they brought this mission back on the map and showing just how inspiring everyone is on that from that crew. Just showing images of all 8 billion of us on that one entire marble. Like I said, to the Artemis crew, thank you guys so much for sharing all these cool images, and good luck on everything. And hopefully, you know, if everything goes well, have a very safe uh, return back to Earth in day 10. See ya.